Hello, I'm Julene, Skywatch columnist for the Mountain Astrologer and CEO for the International Academy of Astrology. I'm going to set the sky here back a bit to 9:30 p.m. on Friday, June 29th. You'll notice the moon over here in the south sky at 9:30 p.m. Tonight. And then if you look to the right of that, you'll see Saturn. And you'll see Mercury. These will be the only objects in the sky at 9:30 p.m. In this vicinity. Now as we get to 9:45 p.m., Mars is going to pop into view in between Saturn and Mercury. Regulus will pop into view between Mercury and Mars. And Spica will pop into view just below Saturn. And then by 10 p.m. the skies darken and more stars will appear as the night goes on. All right, so I wanted to talk a bit about Nakshatras again. Mercury moved into Pusha on June 23rd, so he's still there. Mercury is still here in the Nakshatra Pusha, which there really aren't any visible stars here, and especially at this time of night, but it's marked by north and south Ashlesh of Cancer. Now, Pusha its keynote is the star of nourishment, but it has the Shakti power of spiritual energy because it is ruled, the presiding deity of this nakshatra is Brihaspati, which is the sacred lord of speech and prayer. And according to the ancient Vedic texts, Lord Shiva made Brihaspati into the planet Jupiter. Now Jupiter is also called Guru. So it's just different forms. As Brihaspati, he's the sacred lord of speech and prayer, or the lord of sacred speech and prayer. And as Jupiter, he is Guru, the teacher. Now Mars is over here in Uttara Falguni. He's been in there for a little while, and he's going to remain there for a bit. And Uttara Falguni has the Shakti or power of wealth through marriage. He's ruled by the presiding deity of this is Ahriman, who is he rules leadership, honor, nobility, and rules society. He's the god of patronage. Okay, so this is about aligning our actions with what is good for humanity right now. And Mercury, of course, is aligning our actions with spiritual energy that can also align us with our Dharma. Now, Saturn is over here in Spica. And the presiding deity of Spica is Tavastar or Vishvakarma, the celestial architect, right? So he's the master of Maya, right, and the weaver of illusions. And he also made all of the celestial weapons for the gods. Okay, so this is about, it's about craftsmanship, and it's about exploring the spiritual depths of our soul to get a glimpse at our true self, right? This is, and removing illusions and finding the truth and sort of mastering the Maya of the universe. So these are the nakshatras that these three stars are in this week. Now Mercury actually reaches greatest eastern elongation on Sunday, the 1st. Actually it'll be Saturday at 10 p.m. GMT, it's the 1st. For us, at Eastern Daylight Time, it's about 10 p.m., so you can convert from there. That means he's going to be the furthest from the sun that he can possibly be, and I'm going to have a video up in the free video section explaining the greatest eastern elongation of Mercury. Now, Mercury is going to set here on 6/29 at about before 10:30. He's going to set about 10:25. Okay, following that, we're going to watch Mars set around 12:45. So here goes Mars setting. There's 12:45, Mars sets, and then around 1:50 Saturn is going to set. Okay, so there's our set times for the beginning of the week. set times for the end of the week are going to be quite a bit different here. A little bit, not quite a bit. Oops, let's go to 10:45 on 7/5. Okay, and then we're going to see here that Mercury is going to be, it's going to set around 10:10. This is 10:15. Mercury has just set. So Mercury sets at 10:10 p.m. next Thursday, July 5th. Mars is going to set at about 12:30 on the 6th, and Saturn will set about 1:25 a.m. on the 6th. Okay, so there's your variation of when these planets are setting throughout the week. Now, the moon isn't going to conjoin any planets, so I'm going to move the sky over here to the morning. I'm going to set this back to, whoops, 626, 629. Here we go. And let's go to the morning sky and let's watch these planets rise. Okay, we're going to go ahead to about 3:55 a.m. There's 3:30, 3:45. There's by 4 a.m. on Friday the 29th, Jupiter rises. I'm going to set this to the 30th so we have Saturday morning. Okay, so there's Jupiter. Jupiter rising just before 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. And Jupiter is in the Nakshatra Rohini, and Venus is also in that same Nakshatra, and she's going to rise a bit later by about 4:20. Okay, here's 4:20 on the 30th, and we're starting to see Venus rise there. So I'm going to move this ahead a bit so that we can see that these planets will be above Aldebaran in the morning sky. Okay, now Rohini is has the Shakti power power of growth. Rohini, it has the presiding deity of Prajapati, the creator. Okay, so this is about fostering growth and creation on all levels, and it brings fertility. So look at this. We have two benefic planets, Jupiter and Venus, in the Nakshatra Rohini that it bestows fertility and creation and the power of growth, right? So this is really good for manifesting our desires. So the message that we're undergoing right now for humanity by looking at the message for everyone here, by looking at the stars and the nakshatras for the week, is that there's a great potential here to be tapped for attaining our desires and for spiritual growth. As long as, okay, now we're going to go look at these other nakshatras, right? So as long as our speech and communications are true and in line with our dharma, okay, that's Mercury. So we want our Mercury-ruled things to be in line with our dharma. We want to make sure that our communications are, you know, happening on a spiritual level. And also we have Mars, right? So our action in the nakshatra that represents patronage and kindness and compassion for humanity. So our motives can't be purely selfish, right? Mars in Uttara Falguni wants our actions to involve what's right for all of humanity, not just ourselves. And Saturn being in Chitra, the star of opportunity, is you know, and the celestial architect and craftsmanship is you know, saying, you know, build something that, but build it for spiritual reasons. So that's what's happening in the sky this week with all the planets in the nakshatras that they are in, and this is where you can locate them. And I hope this helps you. And actually, let me give you the rise times for the morning of the 6th, the next Friday, for these planets, because you're going to see they're going to rise a lot earlier. Jupiter's going to rise about 3:35 a.m. next Friday, followed by Venus around 4:05. Okay, so there we go. There is your sky tour for the week. And if you want to know more about Mercury's greatest eastern elongation and get an explanation of that, then check out my free video at this website as well. Have a great week, everyone.